Captain's pick.
Alrighty, we are jumping into a quick little game here between Neo Resolution Esports and Kraken Gaming, if I'm not wrong. The Thai Pro Pam over here, his team KXO, that's Kraken Gaming, seems to be the team they're playing against here in total, although the rest of the players don't seem to have the tag. That's a little bit strange, but that's okay.
Magnus.
Actually, rapid fire picks and bans coming out here. Seems like this might be a remade game, like a game that's like they've already done the actual like banning and picking phase, but kind of strange. They're doing it quickly, but not fast enough to seem like, you know, they're going through bans before. And usually they probably just do, you know, an all pick, but yeah. Either way, seems like we're just blazing through the picks and bans, so I'm not gonna go through the picks and bans right now. Just wait until we get in game.
Let's get it on.
Alright, we have Neo Resolution Esports on the Legion side, and on the Hellborn we have Kraken Gaming. So, let's go through the picks. So, on this Legion side, we have Bombardier, Monarch, Puppet Master, Behemoth, and Zephyr. Seemingly a fairly aggressive early to mid game lineup. The only real carry here being that Puppet Master. Lots of potential kill potential coming out from this team with you know, with all the magic damage they output. Bombardier's Q is amazing, great ulti at level 6, lots of damage. Behemoth, you know, classically a whole bunch of damage coming out from his fissure alone, and his ultimate as well. And yeah, the recently buffed Zephyr in the 4.0 patch. This is bear in mind, folks, this is right after the 4.0 patch, so Zephyr has not had his passive windshield nerfed yet, so he's gonna be well, 5% faster, but I'd imagine still a fairly significant amount faster and tankier without yeah, with that extra evasion that doesn't go away when a hero is in range of him. Yeah, so yeah, lots of magic damage coming out early on. That Puppet Master can help out too with his whiplash. The crit being recently buffed as well. And yeah, on this Hellborn side as well, we have quite the early game powerhouse lineup. Madman, Magmus, Prisoner, Midas, and the Blitz. So lots of magic damage coming out from this side as well, and all that magic damage is actually fairly balanced out with that you know, huge amount of physical damage coming out just simply from Prisoner. But in terms of teamfight potential, seems like Legion side has the advantage with in terms of that aspect, while Hellborn side has clearly has the better catch. They have Blitz, which is a fantastic initiator, along with that Magmus with his Lava Surge stun. Yeah, seems like an aggressive 5-man rotation Hellborn are making into this Legion side jungle. Try to catch out maybe that Monarch in the midst of her warding, though doesn't seem like they're gonna catch them. They're just going into this you know, deeper jungle area. Both these safe laners are already in the trees next to that tier 1 tower. I'm gonna have to be a little careful here. No wards to be placed in this little spot here to spot them out behind the tower. Even if it was placed, they'd probably be fine. Yeah. So just a little bit of an little field trip into this Legion jungle by the Hellborn side. 2 wards to be placed down, 1 Water of Revelation blocking out that pull camp, and 1 aggressive ward of sight. Perhaps it could be defensive as well to spot out any rotations from that Monarch onto the mid lane to help out, or any rotations from Zephyr to help out any of the lanes. Although it's more likely to be some sort of aggressive ward for that Blitz and Magnus to maybe catch out that Zephyr when he's low in health. And yeah, it seems like we might even have an aggressive tri-lane from this Hellboy side on that bottom lane. A solo safe lane Madman and a middle prisoner. And that's going to be matched up against a solo suicide behemoth, a bombardier on the middle, and a dual lane bottom, safe lane bottom for that puppet master with a Zephyr jungle. A whole bunch of heroes converging on this bottom lane, possibly looking for some kill potential. Magma's gonna get in, gonna find the Monarch here. Monarch might fall here, but no. Does eat the tree. Puppet Master, nice distraction here on that Midas, preventing that kill on that Monarch. But yeah, just a little bit of a tussle in here on this bottom lane. Magma's still gonna sit around and roam around this bottom lane and help out with the tri lane. Not gonna try to help out his prisoner middle, who I imagine is gonna have quite a hard time against this Bombardier. Yeah, Bombardier. Not strange. Kind of surprised he doesn't choose to go for his bombardment at level 2. Could help him out with outputting just a lot more harass here. But yeah, seems like he has the advantage of the lane. Already 7-1. Oh, actually 9-1 compared to Prisoner 6-1. Not too much of a disparity, but there we go. The bombardment is added. Bomb dropped on his head. Prisoner gonna pot up. So close to dying actually. Just 2 more right clicks, but not gonna be able to reach him under that tower. Oh, Monarch here on the sideline spoke too soon. Comes in with the extra stun and the bombardment, and Prisoner will fall. Nice little rotation from that Monarch. Seeing as how the lane's been pushed out way too much to help that Puppet Master, so simply decides to rotate out. And actually, it seems like that little ward there was spotted out really early by that Monarch, and the bootcamp's gonna be just fine, and very much present for that Puppet Master to pull anytime he wants. Meanwhile, we see an aggressive rotation from the Magnus and Blitz to that top lane to try and help out the Madman, maybe secure a kill on that Zephyr. Zephyr, a teammate probably pinged out for him, told him that the rotation was coming, does play safe, plays behind the tower, and is gonna escape scot-free. In terms of farm now, thanks to that first blood, Bombardier gonna have a staggering 480 gold per minute lead right now above everyone else. Oh, tossing out a lot of harass on that prisoner, really punishing him for being a solo hero on that middle lane. Nothing much he can do either, sitting on a measly 160 GPM. Jeez. The Blitz still busy roaming around. Might choose to help out that prisoner with his yeah, does pot the prisoner out, but does not sit on that middle lane to help him out with the passive harass to give him some space to farm. Still forced to suffer on that middle lane. The Madman not having the best of times either, but still having all the free farm he needs, though lacking a little bit in that kills department. Just a bunch of Legion heroes grouping around near that bottom lane and jungle area. Bombardier just waiting for the rune, but they could go for a kill potentially if they wanted to, and they might. Monarch making her way towards that bottom lane, maybe seeking out a kill. Behemoth gonna follow behind her. Puppet Master gonna get the grip on the Midas. Monarch gonna get the stun in, but Midas gonna juke it out before she gets that, and gonna manage to make sure that he doesn't get killed here. Magnus does rotate in that little ward of revelation here, possibly having dewarded something, or maybe nothing at all. Behemoth gonna get the stun out and does not get caught by that Midas stun. Midas miscalculated where that Behemoth would be placed after dropping that wall. a little bit unfortunate here for both sides, not being able to find a catch at all. Oh, meanwhile, Man actually does manage to find a solo kill. Behemoth chooses to TP to that top lane right after transitioning from that gank on bottom. Not sure what he was doing there, he was quite low on mana, and Midas gonna get caught out. Oh! That huge burst coming out from that last right click from that Puppet Master. The crit gonna secure that kill. We saw that that Magnus actually got a stun in to help his teammate out, stuns out the Zephyr, but not gonna be enough to save him. Zephyr boasting quite a bit of magic damage here, even with just 3 cyclones on his person right now. That's only 21 magic damage, huh? No, 24 magic damage, not that much, but it's a decent amount at these low levels. Enough to whittle enemies down to secure some kills. And yeah, we see the Blitz finally on this middle lane, helping out his prisoner to secure just a little bit more farm for himself. Has improved somewhat with his GPM on a 243, still not the most. At the same time, Man, thanks to that solo kill, now sitting above that Bombardier even if just by a little bit, on a 410 GPM. And Legion side doesn't seem like they're really keen on shutting him down. Bombardier gets the bomb off on the Blitz, drops the bombardment, but Blitz gonna get the sprint out. Bombardier might choose to commit, does commit the ultimate, gets the easy kill on that level 2 Blitz and ports right out. Magnus does not try to cancel his port at all, or rather does not notice it. Madman still content with just helping out that Madman get all the farm he needs. Dope. Just 2 prisoners, 1 illusion, 1 real one, trying to go for the Puppet Master, does get the hook off on him. Puppet Master a little bit disabled off on him. Midas misses his skill, does commit the ultimate on prisoner. Ultimate also committed from Puppet Master, but no effect from that single Puppet ultimate. Midas does not snap the Puppet strings immediately. Might get caught out by the Bombardier here. Bombardment coming out, does not have his elemental warp for another 5 seconds. Might be in a lot of trouble here. The bomb gonna be bursted early for the quick stun. The gust, 1 more right click is gonna do it. Midas goes down. And 4-2 favoring this Legion side. No real gold or experience advantage for either side. Just a minor 856 experience lead for this Legion side, which will just diminish almost immediately with a little bit of farm coming out for Hellborn. But yeah, Man, all that free farm GPM is really coming into play here, equalizing the gold disparity despite all those extra kills Legion side has. And might come into being a threat relatively soon. Does have a life tube. Would probably go for that early cleaver to help him farm out even more. And yeah, that's most likely the case with a bunch of jungle stacks here. Actually, jungle not being stacked up for this Madman here. Could he be going for an early Elder Parasite? Not the best choice of items. Probably still a cleaver here. Gonna need that extra damage on himself. And we're just gonna go into a little bit of a pause again. Wonder what's going on with the net of either team. But reviewing the lineup right now, for like in terms of how both lineups have been playing out, feels like Legion side have just been playing the game more efficiently than this Hellborn side. Yes, they have secured the farm for the Madman. Yes, he's at the top of the GPM charts, but in terms of gold spread, it seems like Legion has the better spread of gold, and that's gonna be fairly vital here for this team that's fairly item dependent. Right now, we see Zephyr might be going for that early Helm of the Black Legion. Does need it to be able to tank up in these team fights, and after he gets it, should be able to transition into joining these team fights really early on. And we see even for the Puppet Master sitting on 241 GPM, you wouldn't expect him to have a lot of farm, but he's looking to accelerate it fairly soon here with a pickup of the Hand of Midas. So as far as overall gold goes, it still feels like Legion have the upper hand. Hellborn side on the other hand, actually, well I say that, Magmus getting a little bit of free farm on himself, sitting on 870 gold right now, might gonna try to rush for that portal key as soon as possible, but yeah, is less than halfway to that portal key, so we can't count him in as a strong factor in these teamfights just yet. Behemoth on the other hand, also another vital portal key carrier, is miles away from that portal key, sitting on only 200 gold, but is looking to go around to these jungle camps to stack them up for his jungler and possibly even the Bombardier, who seems to be going for an early Staff of the Master. Ancient camps only doubled here, and Zephyr does seem like he already has his Helm of the Black Legion. Might try to go for these camps relatively soon here. With the amount of AoE magic damage that this Legion side has, they can easily take these stacks now. And the Prisoner trying to get a cheeky hook on that Bombardier, but not gonna connect. Man, level 10, twice the level of this Behemoth. Might have tried to go on him again if this Behemoth isn't careful, but does have a fissure on himself this time. Should be fairly safe. Does commit it to farm creeps though. Fairly certain that Madman would not commit to this kill. Meanwhile, 4 Legion heroes gathering on this bottom lane, looking for that tier 1 tower. Seems like they're gonna take it with relative ease, but 3 Hellborn heroes sitting around the corner, Magmus included, gonna get the stun in on that Zephyr. Come in, follow up initiation, wombo combo from Midas, not gonna be enough to take him out. Bombardier ulti blows one up. Zephyr solo on health, gets cocooned up by Monarch, but will it be enough? It is not enough. Prisoner ulti committed and takes Zephyr down as well. Bombardier here sitting around the sidelines, huge 3-man stun. Follow up wombo combo with the bomb explosion. Beautiful combo there from both Bombardier and this Behemoth. Blowing one hero up immediately, that was the Blitz, and leaving Prisoner and Madman solo on health. Madman gonna pot up, but Prisoner gonna have to be very careful here. And actually he's gonna be fine. The other Legion heroes just, they're happy, they took 1 tower, they took a fair team fight, took 2 heroes, and they're just gonna go right back to farming. And yeah, thanks to that 1 tower and those team fights, seems like Puppet Master has made quite a significant recovery here. 326 GPM, does have his Alchemist Bones already. Is gonna be happy with those extra jungle stacks. Meanwhile, Zephyr does have his Helm of the Black Legion, does not need the jungle nearly as much as he did before, can easily join the team for these team fights as we clearly saw just now. A little bit unfortunate that he did fall because the damage was a bit too intense for him, but we can clearly see his potential in terms of fighting rising up as the time passes. And Hellborn side, he's gonna have to be a factor to consider right now. Gonna be extremely dangerous in these team fights without any proper counter against his tankiness and his DPS. Oh, Behemoth skirting around the edge of this tower. Both Madman and Blitz sitting around the sidelines of that, just along the outskirts of the vision. Madman will reveal himself. Behemoth does commit that fissure. Madman barrel roll in, seemed like he was gonna go for the Behemoth, but no, just goes for that creep wave and does not want to commit on that Behemoth for fear that any of his teammates might be sitting around. Actually, 3 teammates do have TP, so might have been quite dangerous to go on that Behemoth. But yeah, if they're not going to shut Behemoth down, he's going to get his PK relatively soon. Less than halfway there, but a lot better than he's been doing before. Sitting on 1,000 gold. Right now, Zephyr will take that Ancient Camp, which is now triple stacked. With the help of Monarch, gonna absorb some experience, and Behemoth with the cheeky stun stops here. Does not take it for himself. Kind of a strange choice not to prioritize that portal key on the behemoth, instead putting that farm on the Zephyr. 783 gold on him. Wonder what he's gonna get. Does buy a set of Mystic Vestments, but yeah, gonna be vital for his tanking up, and sure, that's important, but is it as important as the behemoth's PK? Seems like Legion side's content with just taking it slow for now, so that one little commitment for that Zephyr was probably fine. No team fights as of yet. They're probably gonna wait for that behemoth PK before they try to go for any major team fights. Meanwhile, the rest of the heroes are really ramping up in their items here. Zephyr not so much, but if we look to that Puppet Master, we can notice that he almost, well, not almost, but is on his way to that Shroud. It's going to be a huge factor for these team fights because he's going to get all that positioning bonus, going to be able to sneak around all those help on hero initiations, maybe even, you know, catch up one or two heroes before they can drop any major spells out, like a Magnus or a Midas, and just completely disable them and win the fight for his team. Meanwhile, look at the GPM charts, we can see that both hard supports for both teams are suffering quite a bit, as they should as hard supports in terms of GPM, although Monarch's doing slightly better than this Blitz on 170 GPM compared to Blitz's 117 GPM. Does have a chalice for himself and Striders, while this Blitz is sitting on that only red boots and an uncompleted power supply and one Veil Rod. And yeah, actually gonna smoke up for an aggressive rotation on that middle lane. Behemoth completely exposed here. Prisoner gonna PK and get the shackle off on him. Drops the Blitz ulti. Behemoth gets pulled back but drops a nice ulti in to stop the fight, but gonna get comboed out by the Midas in the end. Beautiful combo from Midas, stopping Bombardier as well as killing off that Behemoth. Prisoner here sitting around the corner, a little bit of a juke PK back. Might escape here. Zephyr stops the chase, does not continue it, but Midas comes in, gets the catch on that Zephyr, stuns him right up. Blitz gonna follow up with the stun, but not gonna be enough. Double hook back, but the cast into that full ulti, dealing so much damage. 2 Hellbound heroes fall, 3 fall, and Prisoner, the last remaining member of his team sitting around that jungle, gonna have to fall back to the safety of his base. Magma is not in that fight at all. Does not have his PK yet. Chooses not to commit to that fight with the rest of his team. Probably the smarter option. The lack of firepower might have been the deciding factor of that fight though. Zephyr, so much damage coming out from his level 2 ulti, just decimating all those Hellborn heroes. And yeah, his power is only gonna grow from here. Sitting at 430 GPM, very well near the top of the GPM leaderboards. Bombardier here, gonna be very happy with the score right now. 603 on this Bombardier, 460 GPM. Right now he can still take his time to roam around the lanes and just flash from all those creep waves and facilitate more pushes here. Legion side happy to fall back after taking a fight like that. Does not push their luck too much. Does not try to be overly aggressive here, taking the smart game to sit back and farm after taking an objective or two. And Madman does already have his Shroud here. Gonna be quite a force to be reckoned with in these team fights, on sitting on about 140 to 150 damage on his person, with that insane crit of what is that, 2.25 times crit, yeah, and 100% splash. He's gonna be melting some faces, no doubt about it. And we're just gonna transition into another little pause right now. Wonder what's going on. Rather awkward here. But yeah, 1 ward, 2 ward, 2 wards here on that middle lane from this Hellborn side. Very defensive wards coming out from Hellborn. Little ward of revelation here. So close to spotting out the other ward of revelation, but not gonna spot it just yet. Madman here just farming away in the jungle. Esports here just to secure his jungle farm for him. And even a little bit of a it almost seems aggressive, but actually a defensive lane ward here against any Legion side heroes, Legion side rotations into that jungle.
Let's get it on.
Zephyr already has a Firebrand, feels no need to commit to a BKB of any sort right now. Right, despite all the stuns and all the crowd control coming out from this Hellborn side, does not quite need a BKB on his person. Feels perfectly safe just flying around with that increased move speed from the Firebrand. But yeah, as much as the crowd control effects are annoying, the rest of his team has ample crowd control as well to try and help them win up all these team fights.
Who's the boss?
Oh, little jump in here. Oh, huge ulti from Bombardier, gonna blow up both Madman and Blitz. Huge kill on that Madman, gonna fall. Beautiful combo, and we could see that a little stun, although I missed most of that. We could see that little stun from Behemoth there, stopping them both in their tracks while that Bombardier ulti just went to town with those two heroes. And Magmus, as the remaining survivor of that little incident, forced to back off to his base as well. Does have his PK, but will not be able to use the defender's tower at all. And Legion side take a tier 2 tower. Might even choose to commit to the tier 3 here with the second creep wave, but actually does not. Once again, playing very safely here and very smartly. Midas gonna PK back into the safety of his own jungle, but yeah, for fear of that one rotation there. Bombardier Illusions are staying on that bot lane to, you know, facilitate any creep wave push to like chip away at that tower. But yeah, no real initiation on that tier 3 tower to try to take it down so far. Monarch has to be careful here. Magma skirting around the outskirts of that of where he last was, but are not going to be able to find that Monarch. Monarch does rotate back to the safety of the his team side of the map. We'll continue to stack up these creep camps, as yeah, gonna have Zephyr just devour them all up. And yeah, gonna be very happy to do so here, sitting on a 430 GPM. Looking to increase it even more. Maybe pick up a full Frostburn to be even tankier in these team fights. Be more of a nuisance, slow heroes more, and just, yeah. Legion side, all they have to do now is just sit tight and slowly take their time to roll over this Hellborn lineup. Hellborn heroes can't do much against this slow meandering victory from this seemingly from this Legion side. They recognize the need for an aggressive team fight or two, you know, to swing the gold and experience in their favor. Actually, haven't been focusing on that gold and experience lead too much, but right now, 20 minutes in, 9.2k gold lead and 8.8k experience lead for this Legion side. Gonna put them at quite the advantage, 8 kills ahead as well. And yeah, gonna go to another pause yet again. Thai Wi-Fi, not the best Wi-Fi in the world. I forgot to mention this, but Behemoth has enough gold for both his Polarchy and then some. Even has a little Grave Locket on himself for that for a little bit of that extra stat. Will smoke up to this middle lane here. Wary of the push coming out from this Hellborn side. Is gonna try to get a jump. He does get a jump in. Beautiful jump on both heroes. Immediately destroys Blitz. He's gonna fall. Guts back on that Madman, falling so low. Wombo combo ulti coming from the Magmas, but not gonna be enough. Barely dents the Zephyr. But the combo from Midas gonna do so much damage, and Magmus is gonna fall to that insane DPS. Behemoth tries to get the block stun out on that prisoner, but unable to do so. Just misses him. And yeah, Legion take 2-0. All the damage committed up to Zephyr amounts to nothing. Monarch just gonna simply heal it up here. So tanky the Zephyr is right now that Hellborn, you just can't do anything against it, and exactly, so we can clearly see he's starting to snowball out of control, and with the current amount of farm that Hellborn has, they can't do anything to deal with him at all, and they shouldn't. So the issue with something like Zephyr is that as he has such insane presence in the fights, you want to take him out, you want to stop him from even if he drops his ultimate, you want to stop him from running around you, right clicking it down with his firebrand, and with those extra cyclones dealing extra DPS, but you can't. He's too tanky. That windshield giving him a ridiculous 30% evasion, an extra 10% movement speed, the gust blowing your back. There's just nothing this Hellborn side can do against the Zephyr. And they ignore him, they die. They go on him, they die. But I think the former option's probably the way to go. They do need to deal with the rest of the Legion heroes. Blitz actually gonna get bursted on solo on barely any health at all. Does go back in. Does the Bombardier ulti, does narrowly miss him, but gonna burn in the napalm. Gonna get stunned out by that Behemoth. Easy kill. Magma is falling really low on health. Gets the stomp. Behemoth gets the stomp on him, and he is gonna fall to the bomb. And yeah, once again, a really sloppy fight coming off from this Legion side. They weren't even looking to fight, but they got caught on that low ground vision here against that farming Legion side. And yeah, 2-for-1 trade, and the only one who falls will be the Monarch for this Legion side. They're gonna be perfectly fine with that. Still on a fair 211 GPM, nearly twice as much as that support Blitz on that Hellborn side. We can see Madman's trying to play that recovery game on 208 and 6 here in terms of creep score. Still not too effective here. Oh, actually gonna get caught out by the Puppet Master. Falls to the wombo combo ulti, a solo kill for the Puppet Master. GPM gonna drop to 435. Creep score does not matter at all anymore here. Despite all that extra farm, despite how close he was to that BKB, not gonna be able to get it. Gonna be denied by that Puppet Master. And yeah, gonna have to farm up just a little bit more, but even with the BKB at this point of the game, it's clearly too late. His team needs to be able to find that space for him, and it's so difficult to do so right now with the immense pressure that Legion side is applying. And Zephyr actually opts to go for that Geometer's Bane here for even more push presence. Gonna be using those illusions to help push him in teamfights. And Puppet Master actually gonna get caught out here. Ulti from the Magmas, probably gonna finish him off, but Bombardier ult does blow up that Blitz again. Magma's dropping so low, plus from the extra DPS from Zephyr, and gonna get caught out here. Midas solo as well, gets caught by the stun stomp from Behemoth. Behemoth doing so much work in these team fights, being the real MVP of this middle game stage here. The past the 20 minutes mark, Behemoth has just been an absolute monster. Going from lane to lane, dropping massive ultis on the hits of his enemies, dropping the huge stuns to finish off any stragglers, and having the nice little stomp positions to stop anyone from escaping. Yeah, Legion side looking to take an easy Kong here. Hellborn side does not look to be able to stop them at all. Doesn't seem like Hellborn is indeed aware of this Conquer take, but they can't do anything. Behemoth PKs in to get a little stun off on them just to make sure that they don't jump in on them. Blitz gonna get destroyed immediately again. Oh, this poor Blitz. Bombardier gonna get caught out this time, dropping solo. Zephyr ulti dropped on the hits of everyone, but Madman does BKB out. Everyone else does get to run out, but Zephyr trying to go in on that prisoner, not gonna be very useful. Midas misses his combo, forced to PK out, but prisoner gonna fall to the right clicks of Zephyr. Zephyr is such a monster in this game right now. Behemoth, such a beautiful stun, so close to catching out that Magmas, but unfortunately Magmas is was just one step ahead, basically, just so close with that PK timing out. It would make you cringe. So Magnus, no choice but to sit inside the woods for now. Nothing much he can do but to wait out those Legion side rotations. Does get greedy and goes for the creeps here, but does not seem like he will get punished for that. Legion side happy to go back to taking Kong. And in fact, Hellborn side in a better position to contest it this time with more heroes alive right now near that middle lane as well. But unfortunately, Prisoner, the real key here to stopping that combo take, not gonna be alive at all. And yeah, Legion side seems like they'd be happy to go on that mid lane retake. Behemoth sitting right behind does get the huge ulti down on the Madman, dropping him so low. Blows up his health. Madman sitting on about 15% health here with that double stack cam. Behemoth, how did he know? How did he know that Madman would be there? Sure he expected rotation in, but wow, that was a beautiful ultimate by him. Nearly catches the Madman and gets the kill on him, but gonna be able to escape out here. Does force a BKB charge as well, so Madman does not have BKB for another 44 seconds right now. Midas trying to get a catch on one of the heroes, but does not get it. Does Storm Spirit out Zephyr, but Zephyr gonna be the only one caught out here in the cocoon. No damage on him whatsoever. Bombardier dropping to about half health, but perfectly fine. Right clicks down the Magnus instead. Zephyr gonna get ulted on, but beautiful ulti himself dropped on the head of that Prisoner, and Prisoner gonna fall to the DPS. Bombardier gonna fall to the right clicks of Madman, but Madman being caught out here by that Behemoth stun. Once again, Behemoth doing so much work in these team fights, and Blitz, the last remaining member of that team, is gonna fall, and that is a genocide 5-man wipe for this Legion side at the loss of only their Bombardier. Legion side gonna be very happy about this. Seems to be an early and easy Rex for them right now. Zephyr gonna be able to tank the defense tower and take the brunt of those hits while actually dodging most of them, but chooses not to, actually allowing the creep wave to take it instead. But should be an easy Rex nonetheless. Magnus will be up in 3 seconds, Blitz up in 7, and Midas and Prisoner to follow suit in about 10 or so seconds. Midas does buyback here on 10 seconds, desperate to try to defend that tier 3 tower. Huge stun coming out from Behemoth, locking that Magnus out. But Midas, oh, nice push book there, stopping that Puppet Master from getting completely initiated on. Stun on 1 or 2 heroes by that Midas, but no real effect here. The push is still gonna continue. Zephyr right clicking down those towers, does not have a care in the world. Beautiful stun combo coming out from the Blitz and that Prisoner. Gonna get that Puppet Master within tier 4 tower range, dropping so low. Does lose its Aegis, but running away with his tail between his legs on solo health, will turn and try to get a kill. Dodges the Magnus stun, huge hook-ins on that. Huge ulti from the Behemoth, dropping on the hits of 3 Legion heroes. 3 Hellborn heroes, excuse me. Blows them all up. 4 of them actually. 4 gonna fall for this Hellborn side. Are they gonna be able to defend at all? I don't think so. As much as they try, Monarch gonna be a soul casualty. Yeah, gonna be a soul casualty of this Legion side. I'm so hesitant to call that Monarch a casualty because Legion Hellborn side, as much as they try to commit, it doesn't seem like it's enough. In that last team fight, they barely could even kill the Monarch. She was cocooned up here in the sidelines, and no one could focus her down at all. They were all too busy dying to that huge Behemoth ultimate here. And yeah, Legion side gonna take another tier 3 tower, does back off and decides not to commit to that tier 4, that barracks over there. But seems like they very well could have. Still no Madman online for another 17 seconds. Okay, 4 Hellborn heroes are up, so they do once again take the safe play.
You need control.
After a very successful team fight and a top Rex and take and that taking that middle tier 3 as well, this entire Legion side they're just very laid back, sitting on a tremendous 30k gold lead and 35k experience lead. Does not seem like Hellborn can come back from this. Madman finally has an item above his stronger hit, gonna be the Firebrand, but not gonna be too significant in these team fights. Although to his credit, he's been dealing quite a bit of damage just with his right clicks alone, but it's just not enough. Yeah, Cookout almost catches the Zephyr, does pull the creep wave back, but not much else. Zephyr does run ahead again, does juke out that little stun there with the activation of the huge behemoth stun again on 3 heroes. Bombardier ulti blows them all up. Magmus tries for the ulti counter initiation, not gonna work at all. Gets the pushback on the Blitz as well, both of them gonna fall. Already genocided at Team 1's Prisoner, forced to buy back. Does take down the Monarch as well, but soon to fall to that Puppet Master ulti, and yeah, no chill from this Legion side. No chill from the Behemoth. That was such a beautiful initiation on him, completely locked down any chance of stopping that massive push into that base here. And yeah, just these Behemoth ultimates, man, they've just been insane. They've facilitated so the victory of so many of these team fights for this Legion side, and just force Hellborn into an absolute corner here. GG, well played. The win goes to the Legion. New Resolution Esports wins.